Good evening, parents. Thank you very much for joining us on this virtual open evening. It's the first we've done like this, so we're going to try and share with you the information we normally would if you were to come and join us for an information evening. But you can pause and watch it at your convenience, so we hope this format works. Aims for this session are that we want to talk to you a bit this evening about how we're working at the Academy to keep our community safe. And just to talk to you about things that we think are going well at school and some things for us to consider going forward. You're going to hear from some other colleagues as part of this briefing, and they're going to talk to you about some upcoming events and dates that we want you to be aware of, and we hope that will help us work together to support your child. And just to introduce a few key people, some members of the leadership team and your child's head of year. And that hopefully will mean that you know the person to contact should you have any questions or you need extra support. So that's what we're planning to cover. I wanted to start and talk to you about our commitment as an academy to your child. Our values, our core values are enjoyment, achievement and community. And as an academy, we're really, really proud that I think you can see that when you walk around our school. I think you can see students that are happy at the academy. In lessons, you can see students that are working really, really hard and going to go on to get grades that are really high and strong for them, which is a personal thing. And I think that we are a community school that serves all areas of the school community. And we're working hard at the moment to make sure that in this particular climate, everybody is kept safe. And I don't think those things are in opposition. I just wanted to talk about this point around keeping everybody safe. And we've been incredibly proud to see our young people come back to the academy, really, really focused. And I would like to acknowledge the way in which they have adapted to a huge amount of change. The fact that they have their lessons in one place, one-way system in the canteen, the use of masks and hand sanitizers, the fact that their lessons are very directed because the teachers can't come forward. They've taken that all in their stride. And actually, I go back to those first 2 points of enjoyment and achievement. I think some of the changes which we've implemented at the academy have meant that students are really enjoying school. I think some of the changes have meant that the school is incredibly calm. Climate in lessons is really, really focused, and as a result we're seeing some incredible things happening in lessons in terms of student achievement, and actually all of that's contributing to, I feel, this community having some real faith that we're doing everything we can to keep people safe. One quick note from me, we'll keep working on this, but I think this week is the first week we're likely to see a bit of rain. And you'll probably be aware that a large part of our plan relies on students being outside at breaks and lunch times at different times. So unless the rain is really, really severe, we will still go with that. So we're going to ask if your child's got a coat, please can you send them in with one? Because we need to make sure that they're not completely soaking wet when they go into lessons. Obviously, if the rain is torrential, we'll go to plan B, which is to stay within our hubs. But that's coming this week. So I'm going to pass on to a few other colleagues now who are going to talk you through some other items. We really hope you enjoy this evening. Thank you very much.
We believe that students that meet friends in a social capacity have better mental health, and during these uncertain times with COVID, this is important to keep your child as happy as possibly they can be. When they're in school, they're surrounded by students that are happy, laughing and playing. This is infectious, and this leads to your child being a happier person. Good attendance also ensures that they achieve their full potential when they leave us. Missed days has a big impact on grades and their future. We are aware that you will have concerns around COVID. We have tried to minimise the risk as much as possible, but we urge you to send your child in when they are well and safe. If you want to speak to anyone regarding your concerns around COVID, please ring the school and speak to your child's tutor.
Hello, my name is David Child. I'm a teacher at the Dean Academy. I've taught at the Dean Academy for many years. I've recently been appointed to oversee the coordination of exam access arrangements for students taking final exams and assessment at the end of their courses. The question that we have to ask ourselves is, what are they and how do they work for your child? Well, what are access arrangements? Having worked with the exam boards for over 15 years, marking exams and looking at some of the administration of them, I know that a typical exam for a core subject will have about 180,000 students sitting it, and the exams take about 2 years to create so that they are suitable for all students, they're suitable for testing the content, and what they're looking for is they're looking to achieve a situation where one exam paper is suitable for all students taking that exam. They fail. They typically only get 75 to 80% success. For 20 to 25% of students, the exam isn't really a fair test of their ability in that subject. For some, there may not be enough time. Some may need help with writing their answers, which they know and understand, but just have a little difficulty in getting it down quick enough. Some may need to use a computer to record their answers because they're not that good at actually writing with a pen, and it's not their normal way of working. So, what can we do to help? Exam boards have got strict rules about the way exams are conducted. They have to be done to a legal requirement, a legal framework, which is inspected every year. Any changes to this can only be made by trained professionals in agreement with the exam board. So throughout the academic years leading up to a student sitting GCSE and other level 2 courses, such as BTEC, teachers who deliver the subject do it in a wide range of styles, and they also use a range of assessment activities. During that time, teachers and any other people in class, such as the learning coaches and teaching assistants, will be observing how students perform and making sure that their normal way of working is allowing them to demonstrate their true potential in all of their work. Over this time, evidence is collected to build a picture of those students that would benefit from carrying their normal way of working into an exam room, helping them perform best in every subject. This may require some detailed investigation. It may also require some formal testing to establish the individual needs of that student. At the Dean Academy, the staff working with your child every day in lessons is the same group of people that will identify and undertake those tests. That is important. We aim to ensure that 100% of Dean Academy students can demonstrate their true potential in every subject that they do. So what does that look like in practice? Well, some very small adjustments can make a huge difference to many students. With a little bit of help reading the questions, for example, it may change a grade 3 science exam into grade 4 or grade 5 for a student. It's possible to get up to 25% extra time in an exam, which may make the difference to a student getting to partway through the paper to actually finishing the exam that every other student taking that exam would take. That could turn a grade 4 into a grade 6, a grade 8 into a grade 9, because they could answer the same number of questions as everybody else. Simple things like having coloured paper or a larger font will mean that the student can focus on the answer they want to give instead of taking their time struggling reading the question and understanding what they're being asked. We will start early in the process. We take control of it by knowing our students, understanding how to give them the access to what they need, and we treat them all as an individual. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us at the Dean Academy.
Good evening everyone, Mrs. Smith here, just talking to you about some fairly big decisions that students in Year 9 will be facing over the coming weeks and months. Year 9 obviously is the time period where we look at GCSE options and where we offer huge amounts of support to help students with that process. We begin that almost certainly in October, where we will, through tutor time, start to explore different careers options, look at what careers are out there and how students can work with you at home, but also with us at school, in order to help inform themselves about their post-16 options. We then, after Christmas, begin the formal process of them choosing those options. As always, there are some subjects which remain compulsory: GCSE English Language and Literature, Maths, and GCSE Science, which is a double award which awards 2 GCSEs. All students in the year group will follow those courses. All students will also be taught but not examined on PE, and we pride ourselves here at the Dean Academy at ensuring that students get 3 PE lessons per fortnight in order to make sure they get that balance and well-being as they begin those GCSE subjects in year 10. And students are also taught once a fortnight a Values and Societies lesson, where we study and complete the compulsory PHSE, relationship sets education and British values work that is required throughout school until 18. As I said, there's lots and lots of support throughout this year for students, but also for yourselves. And if you do have any questions as we go through the process after Christmas, then my email box will always be open, and I'm happy to give people a ring to help talk through them. But just briefly, so you know where you're heading. Students and yourselves as parents and carers will be invited into school, hopefully on Thursday the 22nd of January, to take part in our options evening. This is where members from each faculty are available, teachers, to talk about the different options that we run, and we have a vast, very comprehensive GCSE option programme where students are able to choose either from vocational or from more academic subjects. As I said, that's hopefully you'll be invited into school. Should we need to do this virtually, then we will inform you in good time. On Wednesday the 27th of January, the following week, you will then be able to speak to teachers. It is a consultation evening as opposed to a parents' evening, and so you will be able to book appointments with teachers of subjects that your child is interested in, and discuss further the successes that they have had this year, and hopefully will go on to have next year in 10 and 11. The deadline for choices is Monday the 8th of February, and we will then start that rather large process of making sure that everybody gets the options that they have requested. It is necessary sometimes for second choices to be options, so I will do lots of work with students to make sure that they understand that when they put their second choice of subjects in each of those option columns, that they are subjects that they're prepared to study. There is, of course, always a little bit of wriggle room, which I will discuss much more detail in January, but we do have a really high success rate here of making sure that students, wherever possible, are matched with their first options. So nothing to do at the moment. As I said, we'll start work with students in tutor time as they begin to focus on their careers studies after October half term, and then you'll be hearing much more from me as we enter that options process after Christmas. Thank you.
Hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in to listen to the Year 9 Parents Information Evening. Most of you who know me, I'm teacher of PE, but I'm also now head of Year 9. It's been a really good start back to the school year. It's really nice to be back. And I feel like we've had a really positive start to the year so far. And all the students in Year 9 have really impressed me with their attitude, their readiness to learn. And we're starting to see some real changes in standards and expectations in terms of the way they behave and the presentation, the way they look in terms of uniform from a day-to-day basis. My job as a head of year is to oversee the well-being and academic progress of all students in Year 9. That involves helping the pastoral team with any issues students may have to do with day-to-day life at the Dean Academy. Now, it's our job to help not only make sure that your son or daughter enjoys school every day and feels like it's a place they can come and thrive, but also it's up to us as a head of year team to oversee that your son or daughter is able to achieve their full potential academically. This year, it's really important. We've got together as a pastoral team and as a head of year team, and we feel it's really important as a school that we use this opportunity, coming back as a fresh start, with 6 months off, that we have really high expectations, not only of ourselves but of the students here at Dean Academy. And my role is obviously to oversee and ensure that the standards are really high in Year 9. I'm going to explain a little bit about the role of a tutor and the huge role they play in the life of your son and daughter here at the school. The types of things that they get up to are, they take the registration in the morning, their first point of contact in the morning, after a weekend. They're there to notice behaviour patterns in certain students, and can pick up on things when they notice a student isn't themselves, and can act upon that nice and quickly. They deliver messages to the students, really clear messages on standards and expectations this year. They're there to check the uniform, follow up on uniform issues. Lots of contact with yourselves if at all possible. They're there to support reading in groups. They'll be doing that during tutor time this year. They'll be there to support students that have poor attendance at the school for one reason or another. And also this year, the really important year of preparing for choosing and selecting their options. Following alongside that, every week B on a Friday, there's an extended tutor time where, as a tutor, they'll be following a PSHE programme put together by Miss Longman. Now, it's really important as a head of year. My job, I couldn't do my job if I didn't have lots and lots of contact with you guys at home, and it's that relationship that I build with parents and carers of the students here at Dean Academy that really holds the key to their success in a way, and will help them overcome problems and issues as and when they come across them here at the school. Just to introduce you to our Year 9 tutor team. I know you're very familiar with your tutors, certainly, but we have a new addition to the team this year in Mr. Winstanley, who has taken over from Miss White, and we have a very experienced tutor team there that are very good on a day-to-day basis with being supportive, looking after the well-being of every student in their tutor group, contacting home. Like I said, it's not just my role to contact home, but the tutor's role. They're there as first point of contact. Any issues that you have, or if your son or daughter comes home and they have certain issues at school, then please do in the first instance get in contact with your tutor or their tutor, and then anything that they feel like I need to get involved with, or you feel like I need to get involved with, again, please do get in contact with myself. You can either email them on their email address. You find their email address up on the screen. Similarly with me, either the email address, or contact the school via the school's phone number, and reception will either take a message or be able to put you through to talk to one of us. Now, just want to talk about the elephant in the room on this one, and obviously COVID-19. It's great that we've been able to come back to school and remain open fully as a school, delivering some high quality lessons, and just, as I said, trying to unlock that true potential in each and every student in Year 9. So just a few points we need to run through, really. Obviously, if your son or daughter have any of the three following symptoms, they are the main symptoms of the coronavirus, so a high temperature, a new continuous cough, or a loss of change to their sense of smell or taste, then it's imperative that you ring 111 and book in for a test, and keep your son or daughter off school until they have had the test result back, and then in which case you need to follow further advice on that. What happens if your son or daughter has to stay off school for a prolonged period of time due to coronavirus or COVID-19 symptoms? As a school, we will endeavour to put together some work to send home for your son or daughter, so they obviously don't miss out on their learning, and they're able to keep in touch with their lessons and not fall behind. We have procedures in school that we follow. Staff are very up to speed and they know fully what they need to do if a student comes to them with a COVID-19 symptom, and you can rest assured that these are dealt with very thoroughly and very effectively. Just to touch upon extracurricular clubs and activities so far this year, and obviously moving on to the future, is that obviously we'd love to be putting on clubs and activities and sports activities, lunchtime clubs, inter-college events, inter-school events, year group events. But obviously at the moment we're very restricted to what we can offer and what we can deliver. And as soon as we're able to change that or offer some of these extra clubs, obviously we'll inform you through different media outlets of when these are taking place and where and when. With keeping in touch this year, as I said, feel free to be in touch with your tutors or myself at any point throughout the year, as it's really important. The more we speak, then the better relationship we have and the more we can do for your child if they're struggling. But here's some key dates for yourselves. With Parents' Evening on June the 10th, 2021. The Options Information Evening on January 21st, 2021. A Parent Consultation Evening, January 27th, 2021. These events are due to take place. If for any reason they can't, we'll obviously be in touch and inform you a bit near the date of procedures and how it might look, similar to how I'm obviously delivering or we're delivering this Year 9 information even for yourselves virtually. When it comes to reports and keeping in touch with how your son and daughter are progressing throughout the year and how they're getting on with effort this year. So you will receive a set of interim data based on your son or daughter's progress and effort, 17th of December. And then after that, obviously there'd be an important job of selecting, talking through careers, options, various things like this. Then we'll be coming on to then taking an end of year exam, anywhere between the 3rd and the 7th of May. Again, we'll inform you nearer the date when plans are concrete and certainly when they're going ahead and what your son or daughter needs to do to prepare for these. Following this, there will be a data report. That's the full report from all teachers stating progress, effort, and teacher comments to go along with those. Those will be handed directly to you as parents and guardians this year, which varies from what we've done previously, where we've handed it to students, and they may or may not have gone lost somewhere along the way. So we will be handing those out directly to you guys at home. Then from this, there will be a second set of interim reports in July, the end of the year, where they'll follow up with the data reports, the end of the year exam results, and at the end of the year, students will have an end of year results day. Again, all subject to all these things being able to go ahead. We will, of course, be in touch with further details nearer the time. Other ways to keep in touch are through the weekly Parents Bulletin that Mr. Brand will puts together and produces, and that can be found on the Dean Academy website. Again, different medias are keeping in touch through the school's Twitter, through the Parents Weekly Bulletin, keeps you up to date with important dates, important events, and keeps you informed of things that have been going on through the school during that week. That's really interesting to hear. And again, of course, through the website. As I say, thanks very much for taking time to listen to us, and I hope you're all keeping well and keeping safe. If there are any issues, please do get in touch. Thank you very much for listening.